Logan. But we took you in. I gave you a family.
Charles, the world is not the same as it was.
My name's John Horn. I'm the host of The Frame on KPCC. I'm going to bring out our filmmakers, director and co-writer, James Mangold. And in what I suspect is his last role as his character, Hugh Jackman. James, I want to start with you, because I think from the very beginning to the very end of this film, it is very clearly a sequel to 3:10 to Yuma. That you have decided to make a Western and not make an X-Men movie. I'm wondering if that was kind of the way in which you were thinking at the very beginning of working on this film.
It always seemed to me that the most successful comic book movies were ones that didn't think that's good enough. You had to somehow have a form.
And that somehow was unbelievably energizing and exciting and nerve-wracking.
Does the themes that you're exploring, both as an actor and a writer and a director, become more timely in an unexpected and maybe unfortunate way?
We have something fresh to say with this film. We have something fresh to say to the world. We push you, provoke you, is going to be different, feel original.
I want to ask you about the casting for this movie and why you felt it was essential.
This is a story about family. And then I remember when you came up with the idea of Laura, and I remember thinking, this is great, but how the hell are you going to find like an 11-year-old girl that somehow you believe is like mini Wolverine? Daphne Keane, she's phenomenal.
You know you got to pay for that, right? Come on, that's enough. These two.
Not okay! First of all, Daphne is an extraordinary actress. In her first film, there was a scene where we're in the car, Patrick, myself, and Daphne. She's just astonishing. To go somewhere, take out 2 pills and give them to him.
Logan! Logan!
Give them to him. Now! I want to see it.
I wanted to see, would Patrick be interested in playing his character in a very fragile state? Somewhere we don't know where everyone else has gone, and he's got kind of dementia, and he's like, oh, I love this.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
You're the man who puts me to sleep.
We both could use some sleep.
No!
There's this kind of wonderful even-temperedness, paternalness to Patrick Stewart's character. And I thought how interesting it would be to give this wonderful actor a chance to be the one who's flipped, who's kind of struggling and needs to be centered.
We're taking a risk hanging around here, you know that. And where are we going? Eden. It doesn't exist. Her nurse got it from a comic book. You understand? It's not real.
It is for Laura.
The most significant thing that happens, and it's about halfway through the film, is that Hugh loses Patrick. Logan loses his father and is suddenly alone with this girl. And so the whole complexion of the movie changes.
He does not want to be involved with anything. Even this young girl who could be his genetic daughter, he pushes and pushes and pushes away.
Hey, what's going on? Huh? I never asked for this. I don't know what Charles put in your head, but I am not whatever it is you think I am, okay?
Where did you settle on the idea that the only way this could end was a fight against the self?
We thought, let's use this to see the character that we'd always felt was there. It meant so much to me.
We had to identify if this is truly his last movie, what would be most frightening to Hugh's character? What would he find most frightening? And I thought the two things would be fatherhood and family, and the other one would be his past. He's been running from this doom and this past for 200 years. He managed to outlive it, and outlived it long enough to hold the hand of an 11-year-old girl who is his daughter. I think Hugh was gripped by just the passion to do something different. I think that the kind of performance and the kind of ambitions that Hugh had thrive on interpersonal stakes. I thought he killed it. I thought he was incredible.
I always knew that I'd lucked upon probably one of the great human characters. One baffling question I've had my entire 17 years playing this part is, aren't you worried being typecast as Wolverine? And in my head I'm going, anyone should be so lucky. I'm so grateful to the Wolverine and then said yes to doing this movie. I'm proud of the entire thing.
To say goodbye to a character that was obviously loved by audiences, to see that character go away. I mean, I'm just wondering, do you actually cry when you see that last shot?
So I saw the movie finished for the first time. I did cry, I think, because of everything the character has meant to me. When I saw that cross go into the X, the duality of this is what it feels like to die and this is what it feels like to actually love and, you know, sacrifice for someone. I am forever indebted to Jim. What he talked to me about, which I love, was he had something to say. And Jim was extraordinary. When you know it's the last time, when you know it's your last game, let's do everything we have ever wanted to do. There is no movie I've ever done that has meant so much to me.
This is what life looks like. People who love each other. A home. You should take a moment. Feel it. You still have time.